Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. So this is a small presentation I've made for this workshop. Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are safe. My name is Parsham Gore. I'm the publicity lead of IEEE Chapter 2020. Thank you all for joining in this workshop with me. Today we'll be seeing how a poster is created or designed using Photoshop from scratch. So this is the walkthrough of the session. We'll be covering the following points. We will first start with why Photoshop is an helpful skill and why I personally choose Photoshop why I personally invested my time doing Photoshop. Because in this highly competitive environment, we should be learning the skills that will help us build a secure future. And through my personal experience, I found it to worth my time. We'll then move on why I choose Photoshop over all the editing software which are available on the internet. And later, we'll be learning about some of the major tools in Photoshop which will help us to design posters or edit pictures. And then we can build a poster from scratch, for which I'll be using a reference poster which I created for an event, and we will try to recreate the poster in the available time. And during this process, I will simultaneously explain you the tools which I use while designing the poster. So finally, I'll be giving you some bonus tips which will surely enhance your editing experience. So guys, stay tuned. So we'll get started with the workshop. I guess everyone is here. So my first point is so the first question you will ask me is why I think the Photoshop is an essential skill to learn. So as you guys know, I guess I'm going with a slow speed. So am I audible to everyone? Is everybody cooperating with me, or should I go slow? It's audible. Okay. Okay,
Yes,
thanks.
the speed is fine.
Okay, okay. Thank you, so. So I asked the question again, why you guys think the Photoshop is an essential skill. So this is also these are my personal opinions. As you know, in this modern world, everything is being replaced by AIs. AIs are basically artificial intelligence, but that's not the case with the Photoshop industry because there is no end to human creativity. Therefore, it provides you with ample amount of opportunities. Now, this was about the professional side of Photoshop or editing. If you want to pursue editing or Photoshop as a career, these were the points you should be remind of. So, so you'll ask me again, like why for so if I don't want to pursue Photoshop as a professional, so what are the uses? So let me tell you, as learning Photoshop, that it is very useful for web designing and UI UX, that is user interface and user experience. You can customize your own websites that the way you like rather than depending upon the Google images. This would make your designs more efficient and give you a liberty to explore your own creativity. Uh, so as I know, there are many college students over here. So you'll be asking me questions. Parshuram, am I benefited if I learn Photoshop? So let me tell you from my personal experience. College students are surely benefited from this because as as I know, Photoshop is a very good side gig. You can earn yourself pocket money by doing freelancing, like designing stuff for other clients, like designing event posters for events, or designing pamphlets for any restaurant, or editing pictures online. And through this, you can even develop your communication skills, and as you will be dealing with many clients, and hence this will surely give you an exposure for sure. Now the last point I'll be telling you is Photoshop gonna add something? Is Photoshop gonna add any value to my CV? So this is very interesting point, as your CGPAs and your projects will showcase your technical skills. Let me tell you, Photoshop will surely show your creative side, and hence it will surely enhance your resume. And many people are benefited from this. So I guess it's clear now why Photoshop is totally worth it. And let's move on to the next slide. So the first point is why I chose Photoshop over all the editing softwares. So one of the good reason why I chose Photoshop is advanced retouching. If you want to change a person's appearance or physical appearance of the person, you can change the person appearance very easily using Photoshop, and it's pretty easy. The next comes the creativity. You can be as creative as possible in Photoshop and bring out your imagination onto the screen. You can blend different elements from different pictures and create a new masterpiece if you want, if you're that creative. Another advantage is Photoshop gives you a wide range of tools. You have many tools which you can use in Photoshop. One more thing I like about Photoshop is the software allows you to edit in details. That is, the software allows you to edit in pixels level. That is, you can work on more details which I like. So that's why it is very useful towards me. And these all are my personal opinions. So it can differ to person to person. Okay, so this was my introduction, and this was some major points I wanted you guys to know about. So I believe everyone has turned on their PCs, and please open the Photoshop software so we can just get started with the hands-on. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and I'll share my software soon. I request everyone to join my screen share. So I'll wait for 2 minutes so everyone can join it. So one more thing, now we'll design a poster from scratch using Photoshop. For this workshop, I've chosen one poster which I've designed previously. That is this poster. So let me tell you, I'm very privileged to have an opportunity to design for IEEE GID. Um, so in this term, I've designed too many posters. So this is one among them. So there are many posters, as you can see, I've designed through this semester. So for this workshop, I'll be using this. I believe everyone has switch on their or switch on their software, that is Photoshop 2020. If anyone else is facing any issues, please type in the chat box, and or else you can turn on your mic and just ask. So I believe everyone is fine. So this is the icon of Adobe Photoshop 2020 version. So I'll double click on this. So the Photoshop. Okay. So when you open the Photoshop, this is the first glance, or this is the first interface you will see. So these are some of my old projects. So I believe everyone is new in this field. So you have an option that is create new. So when you push this button, you will one panel will open. This panel helps you to build your own workplace. That is, build your own custom workplace. Photoshop has given some ready-made dimensions for various projects. Like if you want to edit some photos, there are some universally accepted dimensions which have already provided by Photoshop. You can use these for print purpose. You can use a letter, legal, tablet, A4 sheet size. For art and illustration, there are, for web designing, you have a fixed workplace size, that is 1366 into 768. For mobile version, you have different sizes. So for this workshop, I'll make my custom workplace. So as you can see at the right side top, you can see here you can put your workshop, that is your workplace name, or is your project name. So I'll be naming this project as project 1. I believe everyone is following me. If anyone is facing any doubt, just please type in the chat box. Okay, so I'll continue. Let me tell you, Photoshop only works in 2D. So Photoshop has only width and height. There's no volume or there's no density. So you should always write a width and height to your workplace. So I'll be using a default size that is 1920 into 1080 pixels. Pixels is a unit. I use pixels because pixels is the most accurate most accurate unit you can have while designing. There are many units like inches, centimeters, but I use pixels. The orientation I'm using is landscape. You can also have a portrait illustration, but I'll be using landscape for now. Resolution is basically pixel per inches. I'll be using 72 resolution because that is a default size resolution for screen. See, you'll ask what the screen means. Screen means the photos you'll see on your mobiles or your all or your on your laptop. That is when you scroll down your Instagram or Facebook, you will see different images. That all those images are present in 72 resolutions. Color mode is RGB. Picture quality is 8-bit. These are all are default options, so there is no need to change anything in these. So when I push the create button, your own workplace will be created, as you can see. I hope everyone is here, or I hope everyone is following me.
Yeah, any one of you please acknowledge.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for
Yes, sir.
yeah. So when you push the create button, so this is your first workplace. As you can see, the name is project 1, and this is a layer slide. This is the properties, and on the left hand side you can see all the tools. So for now, I'll not explain the tools one by one because there are too many tools in Photoshop. So I'll just explain the major tools which I'm going to use while building the poster. So we're going to build this poster. So while building the poster, you should always remember what inputs are given by the event lead and for which event you are building the poster. Like for this event, I guess everyone can see my screen, right? So here there are two softwares open here. One is the Notepad, one is the Photo. So for this event, the event lead provided me with this details. That is a webinar name that was important and strategy to prepare for a GATE 2021. Time, the date where the webinar is going to held, maximum participate, and the guest name with the image. And I ended up creating this post. So I'll be telling you how I did this. Okay. As you can see the poster basically holds with three colors. That is, the primary color is blue. The secondary color is yellow and white. Okay. So you should always know while you design any poster, you should have a very good color combination. Why color combination is important? The first reason is the poster should be attractive, and the second reason is it should be eye pleasing. If the third person is watching towards the poster, it shouldn't be as bright or else not dull. So it should be perfect. So if you guys are bad at choosing colors, or if you don't have any idea of colors, I have a website for you. I'll be sharing the website link in the chat box so you can go through that website. So the website name is colorhunt.co. You can check the chat box for the website link. Okay, so this website provide you with many options, that is many color palettes. So these are the basic color combination palettes you can have. So if you guys don't have any idea about color combination or color choosing, you can just go through this website and choose a palette, and you can work with that. Okay, so for this project, I'll be using this color, that is a blue or darker shade of blue. So as you can see, when I click on this, when I hover on this color, you will have a hex code over here. When you click on it, the hex code gets copied. So hex code is basically every color has its unique hex code. That's how you recognize which color it is. So I need to draw a base for the poster. So I will choose the rectangular tool. That is the shortcut button for rectangular tool is U. So when you press the U button, you will the rectangular tool will get chosen, and you have to draw simple rectangle over this sheet.
Sorry for the interruption.
Okay.
The participants are asking you to be a bit slow. Will you
Okay,
please be
sorry.
a bit slow?
Okay, sorry. Let me see. Okay, can you use? Okay.
I would suggest you can just repeat after 3-4 different steps. One of the steps you can repeat.
Okay, so okay, so I will repeat this once again. So the website name is colorhunter.co. I've shared the website link in the chat box. So you can just go through the website, and here you have many amount of options. So you can just go through one palette and choose the color you want. You can choose this, you can choose this, anything you want. This all depends upon your personal preference. I'll go with this color. When you hover on one particular color, you can see it gives you a hex code. When you press on it, the hex code gets copied. So the hex code gets copied. Now you have to do only one thing, that is go in your Photoshop software, open the color picker. That is the color picker is over here. When you click on it, the color picker gets open. And here you can see there is an option where you can paste your hex code. Just Control V, press Control V. Control V is basically the shortcut key for pasting. Okay, so the desired color is picked up. And when I press OK, the color gets picked up. Now you have to draw a rectangle, because as you can see, it has a base that is blue. So I need to have a background with a blue color. So we'll draw a background with blue color. The shortcut key for the rectangular tool is U. You can press U and the rectangular tool will get selected automatically. Okay. So here you can see there's an option called fill. Fill is basically you can fill the color into this rectangle. So when you click on fill, you can see there's an option here. At the leftmost side, there's a rectangle or a square. Just click on this and you can choose your color. I'll go in this color picker. I will again paste my code. I will press OK. So the desired color rectangle which I want is picked up.
I would say you can redo this step once again.
Okay, so I'll do it again for you guys. So just select the rectangle. Okay, so I'll do one thing. Okay, sorry for the interruption, guys. It's not here. Okay. Okay. So when you press U, as you can see, the rectangular tool shortcut key is U. So when you press U, the rectangular tool gets selected. You have many options over here. One is rounded, rectangular, elliptical, polygon, line, custom shape. I will go with the rectangular tool. You can just drag the rectangle over here onto the sheet. So the white sheet is your active area. Anything you draw on the white sheet gets pasted or gets printed. Okay, so this is your rectangle. So this is your desired rectangle. I want to change the color of this rectangle. Again, I'll go to the rectangular tool. Make sure you select the rectangular layer over here. I will. So this is a layer column. You should remember one thing: Photoshop always deals with layers. So you have when you add any shape or when you add any object, it gets converted. It's have its own specific layer. So this rectangle over here has its own layer. So I will just rename this layer for your so you can understand. So I will just rename it as background. Okay. Now what I want is I want the rectangular color to be changed. So I'll select the rectangle tool. I'll go in the fill column. I'll go in this color picker and I'll paste the hex code which I've copied from the colorhunter.com. So I'll control V so the code gets pasted. Okay. So now as you can see, the color of the rectangle gets changed and we get the desired color which we want. I hope everyone has followed this step. If anyone has any issues regarding this, just please ask in the chat box, or you can turn on your mic and ask. So I believe no one is facing any issue. So everyone is following with me. Okay. So Subbu MK, as you can see, when you draw the rectangle, you have to select the rectangular tool, that is U. When you select U, you will get a fill option on the top side, on the top left side. So when you click on it, you will open a color. So you can see your option of color picker over here. When you click on it, the color picker will get open. So here you can choose your desired color as you want, or you can just paste the hex code. The color picker will automatically select the color. So I guess this is clear.
Please acknowledge in the chat box if yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so let me continue. So as you can see, the base color is done. That is the background color is done. So now when you zoom in the poster, you can see there is a small detailed chess image which is blended in the background. Okay, so I will teach you how you can do this. So why I did this in the first place is because I like to add details in my poster, so it will express more. Because if you just draw a poster using some solid colors, it will not look as attractive as when you blend some images into the poster. So I'll tell you how I did this. Okay, so for that you will need an image. So go on the google.com and type here. So you need a chess image basically. I'll be using a chess image. So I'll type chess images. Okay, so you will have many images. The first site you can see is unsplash.com. So guys, make sure when you use any image, the image should be copyright free. If you are designing for very professional, if you are designing for very professional client, so the client accepts the images you use in their poster to be copyrighted free. So because copyright free images are legal to use. Okay, so there's a website called unsplash.com. There are many websites, but this website is one of my favorite. Unsplash.com is basically provides you with many or infinite amount of copyrighted free images. So you can just, if you want an image of a car, you can have many images over there, and these all images are HD quality. So I want and these all images are copyrighted free. So you can check out this website. I'll be posting the website link into the chat box. So I want a chess image. So I'll type chess over here. So you'll find many images. I will go with this image because I like this image. So I again tell you guys, this all depends upon your personal preference. So as you can see, there's an option called download free. So when I click on here, so the image gets downloaded. So now what you have to do is you have to just drag the image, come to Photoshop and paste. Okay, then drop it over here. Okay, so the image is here. I guess everyone has followed this step.
Yes.
Okay, so everyone has followed. Just type in the chat box.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, so this is how you get an image. Okay, so now I will tell you one thing, that is how you can resize the image size. That is, this image is only the image is smaller than the background. So if I want the image to be enlarged, what I'll do is I'll select the image layer. I told you one thing, that every object you add in Photoshop has a unique layer. So I'll just name this layer as chest background. Okay. When I select the layer, I have to press Control T. Control T. Control T is for transformation. That is the transformation tool. When you press Control T at the same time, you will have the selection over here. If you drag it from one corner, the image gets enlarged, and if you drag it below, the image size get reduced. Okay, so this happens. So you have to just enlarge the image and choose. Okay, so this looks good to me. And one more thing, if you want to stretch the image, like just if you drag it, the image gets enlarged. If you want to stretch the image from one corner, like just press Control, and if I want to stretch this image from here, I will just drag it. The image gets stretched. Okay, it is not enlarging. It is getting stretched from one side. That is a different. If you press Control and then drag, the image gets stretched. And if you don't press any button and you just drag it from one corner using the selection, the image gets enlarged. If anyone is facing any problem doing this, is anyone facing any problem doing this? No, sir. Thank you.
We are following.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, as you can see, the image is here, but the image is not looking blended in the blue background, which is below that image. So what I'll do is I'll just select the chess image. You'll see there's an option over here. The option is it is normal. So this is basically the blend mode. So I will choose the blend mode to be overlay. Okay, so what does blend mode does is you can just play with this. You will see the image is getting transformed into many effects. So I will choose it to be overlay. Overlay, but this what does that does is overlay just overlays the image onto the below layer or how can I explain this is as you know, the chess image is above the blue background, and if I choose the blend mode as overlay, the chess image gets overlaid on the blue background. I guess everyone understood this. Okay, so now you can see, if you compare with the poster, it's looking the same, but the chess image is very much detailed. So how you can reduce the detailing is by reducing the opacity of the chess image. So if you select the chess layer, you can see there's an option opacity. Just reduce it. I will keep it something 50. Okay, 50 is good. If you want to reduce it further, you can just go with 40. Okay, 40 is fine for me. So the 40 looks very much good. As you can see, now the image is looking like it is blended in the blue background as per the poster. I hope everyone is following me. If anyone is facing any doubts or any issues regarding this, you can ask in the chat box.
Please acknowledge if you have any doubts.
Thanks. Okay. Thanks, Prateek. Thanks, Shubham. Okay. So the chess. So if you reduce the opacity, it looks like the details get more clear. So the detail goes off, and as you can see, the image looks more blended in the below background.
Sorry for the interruption, Parshuna. We have one issue. Aditya S asks, so can you tell how you put the image once again?
Okay. So I'll do the process again, Aditya. Okay. So as you can see. Okay. So you have to know where the image is downloaded. As when you click on the download free button, image gets download. So you can just check it out by going to, you can click on the three boxes, go to downloads. So the latest download will be here. So go in show in folder. So when you click on show in folder, you will see the images over here. So now what you have to do is you have to drag the image. Just left click on the image, drag it, select the Photoshop, and then drop it over here. And this is the shortcut key, or this is the shortcut method how you can do it. Aditya, can you do it?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, I got it.
Okay, thank you, Aditya.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Welcome, Aditya. Okay, so now I will repeat it once again how you can resize the image. Just select the image there. I will move it again, just background. Okay, press Control T. So this is the transformation tool. Control T. Just remember the shortcut key. Stretch it. So drag it from one corner so the image gets enlarged. Keep it keep it where you want. Then choose the blend mode to be opaque overlay. Then reduce the opacity so it looks more blended in the background. So I guess this is fine. Okay. So I believe everyone has cooperated and done till this. So I will continue further. So next part you can see is this yellow quadrilateral or a custom shape you can add. So only the blue background or only having a blue background doesn't look good and doesn't look more attractive. So you can do one more thing. You can add your custom shapes using the pen tool. So as you can see, there's an option pen tool over here. The shortcut key for the pen tool is P. If you press P on your keyboard, the pen tool gets selected automatically. Okay. So everyone has selected the pen tool, I believe. Okay, when you select the pen tool, you will also have an option fill. So choose the color which you want to fill, or click on fill. Click on the right hand side, that is a color picker. I will go with yellow. So now you have to draw a custom shape onto this white sheet. So I'll make a dot here. Then I have to just close these dots so it is a whole shape. So as you can see, this is a custom quadrilateral or a four-sided shape. Okay. So this is the desired shape I want. It's upon you. You can make your own custom shapes. Like if you want to draw a triangle, it's up to you. So I want a tilted shape. So this is fine for me. So what I'll do is now as you can see, I've done this part. That is, this yellow part is done. Now there's one more thing I wanted to teach you guys is the only using solid colors is not fine. You can also use add a gradient pattern. What does gradient mean is it is basically a combination of two or more colors. I will explain you by doing practical. So when you select the pen tool again, just select the custom shape. I will write here custom shape. So we'll name this layer as custom shape. Select the pen tool. Go to the fill option. You can so the third block here is the option for gradient. If you hover over it, it will show as gradient. Just click on it. Okay. So now so I guess everyone has done till here. If anyone is facing choosing the gradient option, you can ask in the chat box. Is anyone having difficulties choosing the gradient option? Okay, so when you choose the fill option, go on to the gradient. Now you will see you have a bar over here. So this bar is basically, you can see at the left hand side the color is black, and on the right hand side the color is white. So what does that mean is in the shape, as you can see on one sided the images the color is black, and on the other sided the color is white, and in the middle you can see the black getting transformed to white. So this is an just effect, and this effect is called as gradient. So if you have a very nice color combination, slightly darker to one side and a lighter to another side, this looks very good. I will show you an example. So just double click on one side. I will double click on here. The color picker will open up. So choose a orange color. or a bit darker color, like I will go with a dark orange. Okay, on one side, and on the another side, just double click, choose a yellow. Yellow is basically a lighter shade of orange, so I'll go with yellow. Okay, so you can see the difference. So it is looking more beautiful rather than just being one solid yellow. Now it is looking more attractive, you can say. So this is all depends upon your personal preference. If you want, you can just use a solid yellow color. I've just shown you how you can use a gradient, or how you can use the gradient tool properly. Is anyone facing any problem doing the gradient?
Is everyone in pace with us?
If I'm going fast, you can just ask in the chat box. I'll just repeat the process once again if you want.
Sir, once again.
Okay. Should once more. Okay. Okay. So I'll delete the custom shape. Choose the pen tool by pressing P. P for parrot. When you press P, the pen tool gets selected. And you can see when you select the pen tool, there's an option called fill. You can use your custom color which you want. So I'll go with yellow or solid yellow. Now you have to draw a custom shape on this blue background. Okay. So everyone has done till this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. The next thing you have to do is, now this is a solid yellow, or you can say this is just a solid yellow. Now I will teach you how you can add a little attractiveness towards this shape, you can say. Okay. So I'll do the same thing. I'll select the pen tool. I will select the layer first. Then I'll go to the fill option. And in the third column, so there are 4 options over here. You can just go towards the third, that is the gradient. If you hover over it, it will show you gradient. Just click on it. So you will have a bar. Okay. So what does this bar is? This bar is basically the color transformation which take place in the shape. Like if the bar has a black color on one side and white color on another side, the shape also has the same black color at one corner and white color at the another corner, and in the middle you can see the color getting transformed from black to white. I hope everyone understood this, how gradient works. Yes. Okay.
Excuse me, Parshuram.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I'm selecting the pen tool, that
Yeah.
box is not correctly selected. What is that you selected once again after selecting the pen?
Okay, so when you select the pen tool, you will see a fill column on the top side. So here.
No, sir. For us, it's not showing fill column.
So what is it showing?
Exactly,
not-
that option is not
Yeah,
there.
it's only showing path
Click on
and
the
make.
drop down menu and select shape.
Where?
Click
Okay,
on the
yeah,
drop
yeah.
down menu.
Okay, I guess.
There is path and there is shape. So click on the shape.
Yeah,
There is
yeah,
a drop
yeah.
down.
Yeah, I guess you may have selected the path. So sorry guys, I didn't explain this part. So yeah, when you use the pen tool, there are 2 options. One is path and one is shape. So path is basically if you want to draw any path, but for now I'm not drawing any path. So I'm drawing a custom shape. So just select the shape. So here you can see you will get a fill column. So I'll wait for 1 minute so everyone will do this. I believe everyone is okay with gradient. So now I'll tell you how you can change the. So just select when you click on the fill column, you will see the third option, the gradient option. You will have a bar. At the one side, you will have a black, or you can have your own colors. For me, it is having a black and a white. So I will change the colors which I want. So I'll just double click on the black color. So the color picker opens up, and I will select orange at one side and yellow, lighter yellow on another side. Okay. Everyone did this? So I believe everyone is cooperating with me. Okay. So when you do this, as you can see, it looks better than just a solid yellow color. You can see there's an orange, a slight orange over here, and when you go up, you can see the color, the orange color is getting transformed to yellow color. So it's look beautiful. So when you select, so you can select the move tool. The shortcut button for the move tool is V. V for van. So when you click on, when you press V, the move tool gets selected, and here you can just move an individual object at a particular time. Like if I want to move this background, I can just move it. If I want to move this, this move tools help you to adjust the shapes. I'll just move it and I will adjust it as per I want. So this looks fine. Okay. So when you just cross check with the poster, as you can see, I've drawn this yellow part. I've done the background blue. So next thing, so there's one more thing called as clipping mask. I will teach you what it is. Okay, so as you can see on the yellow custom shape, you will see there's a word called gate, G-A-T-E. Okay, so I'll tell you how you can do this. Okay, so for this yellow shape, just go to Google and type gate, not gate images. If you just type gate images, it will show you the images of gate. So you have to be little precise about this. So I will write gate exam images. So you will get many images. So I am fine with this image. So when you select this image, just right click on save save image as. So this is basically how you download the image from Google. So I will download this image on desktop. Choose desktop. Choose the particular column which you want. Great. Yeah, I hope everyone has downloaded the image. Okay. So when you, okay, so here you can see the images over here. I'll just drag it and drop it on my workplace. Okay, so the gate image is over here. So I want this image to be overlaid I want this image to be blended only on this yellow sheet. So how you can do this is just do the same thing. Click on the image layer, go to the blend mode, select this as overlay. Okay. Now you can see the image is getting overlaid on both. The image is getting overlaid on the blue as well as on the yellow. So I want this image only to be overlaid on yellow shape. How you can do this is just remember one thing. The yellow shape should be below the gate image, as you can see here. So now right click on the gate layer, select, there's an option called as create a clipping mask. So when you click on it, so you can see a small arrow. So this means the above layer is clipped towards the bottom layer or the below layer. That is, the image is into the yellow sheet. So it won't get outside, it won't get out of this block. I hope everyone understood what clipping mask is.
If we should we repeat it once again, please put it on chat box.
Yeah, if you want this
Yes,
to be
sir.
repeated.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so should I repeat? Okay, so I'll repeat it once again.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so I'll do this again. I'll do the process again. So as you can see, in Photoshop, layers matter very lot. So you have to be sure where you put. So you have to be sure where your layer is. So my gate layer, that is, as you can see, if I select the gate image, my gate layer is over here. So, and my yellow shape layer is below the gate layer. So what I'm doing is I'm just right clicking on the gate layer and choosing create a clipping mask. When you click on this, the gate image gets clipped to onto this yellow box or this yellow custom shape. So the arrow indicates that the gate image gets clipped onto this yellow shape. Just right click and choose create a clipping mask. Repeat. Okay. So everyone understood this? Just right click on the gate image and select create a clipping mask. Okay, when you do this, the gate image gets clipped to onto the yellow sheet. So now what you have to do is you have to just choose the blend mode to be normal or not normal overlay. So when you do this, as you can see, it is the gate image gets blended onto this yellow sheet. Just reduce the opacity so it looks. So you have now two gate images, both are clipped. So as you can see, here you can see the arrow. The arrow indicates that the gate images are clipped onto this sheet. Okay, and the blend mode is overlay and the opacity is just reduced. Okay. So I guess everyone is following me. Now, if you relate to the poster, my 50% of the work is done. That is creating a background is done. I've created the blue background with chest image detailed. I've created the yellow background with gate image detailed. Now the next thing is the header, or how you can customize the text. So when you press T, T is basically T for tank. So when you press T, the text layer, the text tool gets selected. So you have many options. If you wanna write vertically, if you wanna write horizontally, just select T. And when you press T, just click it on the blue background or onto the sheet. When you click on it, you will see a text comes out. And you will also, and if you check out the layer section, you will see when you create a text, the text has a unique layer. Like I told you, everything on Photoshop has this unique layer, so you can deal with any object, but like individually you can deal with anything. If so, it's looking like this text is over this blue image, but it is above it, as you can see. So it is so it has its separate layer, so I can deal with this. Just press Ctrl T onto the text layer, and you can enlarge the image. So this is fine. So you'll ask me, what is this lorem ipsum? It is a default text which is universally accepted. That is, if you want something to be in a paragraph, this language is used. That is lorem ipsum. It is basically it doesn't mean anything. It just the language is a Greek language, so I don't know what this means. So when you double click on it, you can just replace this lorem ipsum with anything you want. I will replace with header. Header is basically anything which you like the event organizing name or the sponsor's name. You can write it over there. As in my case, it was Gopte Institute of Technology. So that was my header. So here you can have anything. As you can see, the color is in black. You can change the color by double clicking. When you double click on it, you will see there's an option. There's a fill option over here. Click on it. The color picker will open up. Choose it to be white. So I like the white color. So I'll keep it white. Okay, and again I'll repeat this. Like everything I do here, it depends upon my personal preference. The color I choose, it can depend. So it can vary to person. Like you can even select yellow if you want. If you like yellow, you can select yellow. I will go with white. Okay, so header is selected. So now is the part of adding logos. I guess everyone followed me in this. If anyone is facing any problems regarding how to add text, how to change the size of the text, or how to change the color of the text, you can just ask me in the chat box, or you can turn on your mic and ask.
Sir, can you repeat it once again?
Okay, so which part you want to be repeated, like entire text thing?
Yeah, sir. Sir, how to zoom in the text?
Okay. So I'll do it. Okay, just press T for tomato or T for tank. When you press T, the text will get selected. Click on the blue background or where you want the text to be. I'll click here. So this is so I'll replace this with header. You can write anything you want. Header is here. Okay. Now he's asking how to enlarge the size of this text, right? So I'll tell you just like I told you about the transformation tool. Transformation tool is basically you can enlarge or reduce the image size. So I'll click, I'll select the layer. I'll press Control T, so the transformation tool gets selected. I will drag it from one corner, so the image gets enlarged. Okay. Or you can do one more thing, that is double click on it. You can see there's an option over here that is a text size. Here you can select what size you want the text to be. I want it to be like 100. I've selected 100, so here it is. Okay, you're asking how I zoom in and zoom out, right? So this much is clear. Is the doubt clear? How to enlarge the text size?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So this is how you enlarge it. I'll repeat it again. You have to just press Control T onto the layer and drag it from one corner. This will enlarge it. And if you pull it, so if you push it, it will reduce the size. Okay. So let's move on. The next thing is adding the logos. So how you can do is I'll choose a custom logo or a random logo. That is, I will go with Google Images or Google logo. Okay. So I'll choose this logo. I'll right click, save the image as. So as you can see, the image is in the save type is JPG, then JPEG, that is .jpg format. I will save it. We'll drag it. I'll paste it here. Okay. As you can see, the image has a white background. So here is the difference between a JPG image and a PNG image. I will tell you what is a PNG image. So make sure when you download any logos, you have that should be in PNG format. So Google logo PNG. I'll go with the first. Here when I save it, as you can see, the save type is PNG, .png format. Save as and drag it, please drop it into the Photoshop. So yeah, here is the difference. This is a JPG image, .jpg format image. This is a .png format image. So here you can see the difference. Here I just want the Google logo, not the background, not the white background. So there are many unnecessary things over here. So that is the difference. In the PNG image, you only have it has a transparent background. So it doesn't contain any background. It just only contains the object which you want. That is, I just want this Google logo. So it is only there. There's no background. So this is the PNG image and this is the JPG image. So here there's a white background. I don't want this background. So I'll just delete this image. So I'll not delete this image. I'll delete the image layer. So the image gets deleted automatically. So here again the Google logo is very large, so I need to reduce the size. Press Ctrl T, push it down so the size gets reduced. Okay. Anyone is facing any doubts regarding this? So this is how you add a logo. And anyone is facing any doubts? Like how to add a logo? Thank you. So this part is over. The header part is over. Now I'll teach you how you can add an event name. Okay. So again, select the text tool by clicking T. Event name. increase the size of the image by selecting the transformation tool, that is Control T. Enlarge it. This is clear. I will change the font size because the font is not looking good, because the header has the same font, the header and the event name has the same font. So this doesn't match. So I will change the font name. So I have to select the whole. So just use the just press V. V is for move tool. When you select the move tool, you can move the text file wherever you want. So I want it to be here in the center. When you double click, the whole text gets selected, and you can customize the text from here. Like so you can see at the top, or at the top side here you have the font's name. So I will go with this font. Again, if you're bad at choosing fonts, okay, so I also have a site for you. Open Google. Type here. You can just type. You can just Google font combination. So here there are many sites like Font Pair, which helps you to get perfect font pairs like this. And so when you copy, the fonts get copied. I'll share the site name into the chat box. We'll not use this site for now, but you can use this site. Okay. So let's get back. So here, as you can see, this is the event name. The font is been changed. Now you can add one more thing, that is here, as you can see, only the adjectives that is important: strategy, prepare. The major things are in yellow, and the small with the things that doesn't matter, that is and, to, for, that is not in yellow color. So how you can do this is this is the whole text. Here you have to select the whole. You did not need to select the whole text. Just select the text tool and only select the name. You have to drag it, so the name is only selected. All the required or the desired part which you want to change the color is been selected. And at the top you can see there's a fill option. Click here, select the color which you want. I'll go with this, a little dark yellow. So this is fine for me. And this is looking much better. Again, one more thing, if you wanna do anything with this image, just select the images, and here you can see there's a property section. If you want, you can enable the property section by going with the windows. Tick on the property section. When you click on it, when you tick on the property section, the property section gets pop up. Here you can do anything with the text file. Like you can increase the space between the alphabets. You can decrease the size of the image, size of the text, and the format. Anything. You can just play with this and you will know. It all depends upon practice. Is anyone facing any doubts regarding this?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Your name is here. So the 50% of the posture is done. So now here I will show you how you can add this small emojis or symbols. So for clock, I have a clock symbol. For calendar, I have a calendar symbol. How you can do this is by going to the Google and just type calendar PNG. I told you PNG is basically images which doesn't have a background. Well, when I click on PNG, calendar PNG, I will have many images. I have to just select one among these. So I'll go with the third one. Third one is looking good. Right click, save the image as you can see, the save type is PNG. So I'm good to go. I'll drag it and drop it over here. So it is very small. It is very, very small. So, but the layer is over here. Even the smaller objects have its individual layer, so you can deal with those. Calendar PNG. When you select the calendar PNG layer, just Control T. So I told you this before. Press Control T. So the transformation tool is enabled. Drag it so the image gets enlarged. Now move it using the move tool. make it to the desired shape you want. I want it to be small. Okay, this looks good. Now, as you can, so you can ask me a question like, Parshuram, the image.
Parshuram, yes, I have a question here.
Yes, sir.
When you copied the image from Google, there was a background for this image. Yeah. Yeah.
So this
where?
Okay. So this is not a background. This is the indication that it doesn't have a background.
But
Yeah.
I see small blocks in the background in this
Yeah,
image.
yeah, yes, that is a difference. So, like, this is the universal indication that it doesn't have a background. So you are having a small blocks. If you have a
Okay.
background, you will see like, okay, here you can see there are small blocks. That means it doesn't have a background. So
Parshuram, can you please show them how to make an image transparent? Like, for example, you took the Google image, right? So can you just show them
I will
how?
get to it. I will get to it in the further, because for now, for this image, for this guest image, I want only this part. I need to delete the background. So I will tell them how you can transform the JPG image to a PNG image.
Okay.
Okay. So as you can see here, the image is like this. The original image was like this. I have just transformed the image to be like this. So the JPG images got converted into a PNG image. So I'll teach you how I did this. Yeah. So as you can see, the small calendar images over here. So you can so I didn't tell you how to zoom in and how to zoom out. Okay. So I'll write the shortcut for this. That is control. Okay. So this is a shortcut, that is pressing Control and Alt and then using the mouse wheel. When you press Control and Alt and then if you use the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and zoom out. I hope everyone is doing this. Okay, so here, so this is the calendar image and this is in black. I don't want this to be in black. I want to change the color of this image. So I can do this by double clicking on the layer. Just double click on the layer at the right hand side. When you double click, you will this is the blend option, or this is the layer style option. The panel will pop up here. You can see there's an option called as color overlay. Just tick it. When you tick on the color overlay, the desired color will get overlay. So when you click on the color overlay, the option is over here. This is the fill option. Set color for overlay. Click on here, and you can select the desired color which you want. Click OK. Choose the blend option. I want it to be normal. Choose the opacity. I want it 100%. Press OK. So now the black calendar image got converted into a yellow one, or the color which you like, which you want.
Can you show me again?
Yeah. So I'll do it again. Okay, when you select the calendar image or the shape you want, double click on the layer of the calendar. When you double click on the calendar layer, the one option will pop up. This option helps you to deal with the style of the image. So here I want the image color to be yellow. So there's an option called as color overlay. So tick here. Here you can choose the color which you want. If I want it to be pink, you can go with pink. I want it to be yellow, so I'll choose yellow. Press OK. So the desired color is here. Is anyone facing any problem regarding this? Sorry.
No.
Okay. So I'll continue. So this is the same thing I've done with all three. This is the same thing I've done with all these things. I've googled clock PNG, webinar PNG. I have the images over here. If you want, I'll just repeat it. repeat the same process, but I'm not, because that will just extend the webinar length and we have very much more to learn. So you have to just repeat the same process with clock PNG and that webinar PNG. Okay, so you'll end up getting this. So now what is remaining? I've taught you this. I've taught you how you can individually change color of the text. I've taught you how you can put logos. I've taught you the header. I've taught you how you can make custom shapes. I taught you how you can use a background and how you can overlay images so the image looks blended into the background. So the next thing is this part. This is a bit complicated part. So this is my guest photo. Or you can, so if you don't have this photo, you can choose your own photo if you want. Just drag your photo and drop it on the Photoshop or your workplace. I'll wait. You can do this. Just choose any random photo, or you can just do it. One thing is just Google people images, or anyone's like you can Google Shah Rukh Khan image, and you can select his image also. You can choose any image. But I'll go with this image for an example. I'll wait so everyone will drag their image and drop it. Is everyone following me? Is anyone having any problem regarding this? Hello?
It's clear, sir.
Okay. So, okay, this is that. Now, this is the main part. So, listen carefully. This is, as you can see, this is a JPG image, and this is looking fine. But I want this image to, I want the background of this image to be deleted, and I only want the subject to be there. So how you can do this is, you have to double click on the layer, like here, not on the right side, but on the image, on the layer. When you double click on the layer, one separate workplace will be open for the layer. So here you can just customize you can just edit the image and again paste it over your, like, where you're working. You can just paste it by you can just edit the images over here, and you can paste it again here. So you have two different workplace now when you double click on the layer. So everyone has two workplace. You have to just do one thing. Just double click on the layer. Layer in the sense the image layer, the guest image layer. You double click here. So the new workplace will open. So here you can just customize anything you want. So when you press the lock button, the image will get unlocked. Okay, so I guess everyone is fine.
Should we repeat it once again?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay, sir. Okay, I'll repeat it once again. So what I did is, you have to drag the image which you want to use and drop it to the Photoshop. When you do it, or else, okay, I'll tell you one more thing. Okay, delete this. Right click on the image which you want to use. Right click. Here you can see there's an option called as open with Adobe Photoshop. If you don't have this option, go with choose another app. Click here, and here you can see you have an option called Adobe Photoshop. Click here, press OK, and you have a separate workplace for this particular image. Everyone is fine with this?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a separate workplace for the image, for the guest image. Now you press the W. W is the selection tool, or else you can see the icon is over here. If you don't have this icon, it will be in more tools, like right click here, edit toolbar. Here you have to choose the option that is quick selection tool is here. It will be here. If you don't have, if it is not visible over here, you have to just drag it from extra tools and drop it to the toolbar and press done. So you'll see the option over here. That is, then the shortcut key for this option is a W. When you please press W, the quick selection tool gets activated or selected. So the symbol of the quick selection tool is this. So what this quick selection tool does is Photoshop is very good at what you call predicting things. So what I have to do this one thing is I have to just I have to just left click and just select the areas which I want, and the Photoshop will automatically select the areas. Like it will automatically select the subject. And if you want to control the size of this tool, you have an option here. Here, when you click this part, you have a size option, hardness, and the spacing. So modify this and you can use this. You have to just approximately go around, and the Photoshop will automatically select the image. Is there anyone facing any problem? So see, I've selected the entire image over here. Okay. Is anyone facing any problem? How to select? One second, please. Okay. Do it once again. Press a W on the keyboard, and the quick selection tool will get selected. The icon is this for the quick selection tool, and just drag it. Just drag this quick selection tool on the guest image, and the guest image will get selected automatically. So, as you can see, the guest image will select automatically. I have not selected the whole image. So this is very shortcut method how you can select images very quickly. Okay. So if anyone is facing any issues, you can just ask. So I can explain the long process if you want, but because this is a shortcut method if you want to select any image. Yeah. Okay. So so what happens if the extra parts get selected? Like by chance okay, this much part is got selected. I don't want this part to be selected. So what I'll do is, as you can see, there's a plus sign, there's a plus sign on my screen for this tool. So when I press Alt is Alt. When I press the Alt button, the plus sign gets converted into minus sign. That means when I drag it on the selection part, the selected part gets deselected. So this is how I delete the unnecessary selected part. Yeah, okay. I guess everyone is fine. If anyone is facing any problems regarding this, please ask. You can just type in the chat box if you have any problem. You can just type yes, so you can continue.
No, sir.
I'll continue. So the selected, so the part you want it to be selected is selected. Now you have to do just one thing, that is copy this section. If you press Ctrl C, or you can go in the edit part, copy, and edit part, paste. As you can see, there's one more layer created for the desired selected part. Like this is the desired part we want. This is pasted in a new layer. So what you have to do is you have to copy this whole layer. Press Ctrl C, come to the workplace where you're working right now, and press Ctrl V. Ctrl C is copy, Ctrl V is paste. So as you can see, I have the PNG image for the JPG image which I had earlier. I hope everyone understood this process, how I did this. Press Ctrl T again to enlarge the image size.
Is
Is
everyone following? If there
following
is
this?
any
This
query,
is a
please
bit
let us know.
complicated. Yeah. So if anyone is anyone has any doubts regarding this, just ask.
How to drag it in first layer?
Okay. So you so this is your PNG image. Copy it.
Yes. Yes.
Control C. Copy it. Come to the previous project. So the projects are over here. Come to the previous project and Control V. Control V for paste. So paste it over here.
Okay. Thank you.
Control, yeah, press Control T so you can transform the image. Okay, and I will rename this layer as guest. So as you can, if you compare with my poster, this part is done. So I have to add one more custom layer and with the name. I'll do this part. I'll do the same thing for the custom shapes I've taught you. That is, use the pen tool. The shortcut for the pen tool is P. Use the pen tool, choose the color option. I'll go with blue and draw custom shape. Just close the shape because shapes are usually closed. So you have to close the shape if you want it to be filled with a particular color. So now what I'll do is I will reduce the opacity a bit. I will keep the blend mode as normal and I will just reduce the opacity. As you can see, when I reduce the opacity, the blue shape is getting a bit translucent. It is not transparent, but it is a bit translucent. Like you can see through it, but it also contains a blue screen. Okay, so I will adjust the shape because I don't like this particular shape. So I will adjust it by pressing Control T. When you press Control C, the transformation tool gets selected. So here I will press Control and then stretch it or push it so I can form a desired shape which I want. I'm doing all this by pressing Control. So the image is not enlarging, the image is stretching. So this image is fine. Just press Control and just play with these corners. So we'll know how those works. Okay. So this is fine.
If anybody is not following, please let us know in the chat box. We'll repeat it once again.
Yeah. Am I going fast, Prasad? Or
guys, are we fast? Please let us know.
Yeah, because guys, you need to cooperate if you want to learn for this. I'm trying to have an interactive session. Okay, thanks. Okay, so this is fine. Now, now select the text tool, that is by pressing P. Right, type a guest name, and as you can see, this blue, the color is blue. So we'll change the color to yellow. Yeah. Again, I'll choose a move tool. The shortcut button for the move tool is V. Select the text, drag it over here, press Ctrl T, enlarge it at the size which I want. Yeah, this is fine. You can change the font size. Okay. So as you can see, so here you can see there's an illusion of what? Like this yellow part and this blue shape. So this blue shape and this yellow shape is acting as a sandwich, and in this between this shape there's this image. So this image is sandwiched between these two. So so how this is because so you have an illusion that this image is between these two layers. How is this is possible? As you can see, the yellow layer is at the bottom, then comes the guest layer, and then comes the blue shape. So so how this works is when a layer is over all other layers, it is at the topmost. That is the basic logic. So the image. So if you wanna make if you wanna control such illusion, or if you wanna make such illusions, make sure you use the layer concept very wisely. As if I made a single mistake, like if I paste this blue layer below the guest layer, you will not have that illusion. So okay, so it matters. So it matters a lot, like that you use a layer concept very wisely. So I'll again do the same. I'll drag the layer of the blue layer above the guest. So you again have the illusion that the guest is between the blue shape and the yellow shape. I guess everyone followed this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you guys have any guys have any doubts regarding the layer concept, you can just ask how the layer concept works. You can just play with this. Like you can just drag a layer and drop it at the bottom, and you can see the whole image has changed. Layer concept matters a lot. You will get better at this by practicing. Okay. So I guess the 90% of the posture is done, because I've done how to add a logo part. I've done how to add a header. I've done how to add an event name. I've done how to add a small icons if you want to express more. I've done the detailing. If you want to blend an image into the background. I've done how to create your own custom shapes. I've done how to use the gradient pattern. I've done how you can convert a JPG image to a PNG image. So using this concept repeatedly, you can form this poster. And these same concepts I've used to do all these posters. I've done the same part over here. I've chosen a blue background. Then I've blended this rocket picture onto the blue background. I've used the text tool to form this text. The logos are all PNGs. This pattern I have downloaded from the Google. This is okay. So these all are the same concept which I've used repeatedly and done all these posters. Again, I'll repeat it. It all depends upon your personal preference. I'm like, if you are more creative, you can use the same concept to build a new master, or you can to build a new poster. So it's all upon practicing. If you practice more, you will explore more about Photoshop. Even I have not explored 100% of the Photoshop. So it depends all upon practicing, exploring things. So if you guys have any doubts regarding all this, you can just ask. Because from my side, I've taught you everything which I've used to build a particular poster.
If you all have any questions, please let us know in the chat box. If you want to know something, we can also show you a new features too.
Yeah. If you learn about more about Photoshop, or if you have any doubts regarding this, you can just ask.
Basically, this whole workshop was a basic one. It was especially for those who are new to Photoshop. In fact, if you also want a workshop with more advanced features, you can put it in the chat box saying that you want it. We can always keep a workshop for that too. If you have any doubts for this particular basic workshop, please let us know.
Okay, like everyone understood what I've thought over here. Like, is there any confusion?
Can you tell me about guest name? That color you changed. Yeah, that.
Yeah, this one. How I change the color? Okay, so use the move tool. Click on the guest name or the text. Double click on the text, so the whole text gets selected. Here,
No,
there's a
not
so,
this. That
okay.
Blue color.
Okay, the blue. Okay, this one. Okay.
Yeah.
So how I did this is, first I'll delete this part. I'll use the pen tool, and I'll create a custom shape. The custom shapes are very easy to make. Like you have to just put the dots together, and you will have a custom shape. Okay. You did this. You did this part.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your custom shape.
Okay.
And now you can change the custom shape color. by choosing the fill column or the fill button. You can choose the if you click on the fill button, you will have a color picker. Here you can choose whichever color you want. I will go with this color. Okay. Now here you have an option of opacity. Okay, when you select the shape layer, you have an option of opacity. If you reduce the opacity, the shape gets more transparent. If you put it 0, it is a fully transparent layer. I don't want it to be fully transparent. I'll keep the opacity to be 70 or 60. So I'll keep it 69. Okay. So this is how you create an illusion that this shape is. Yeah. So this is how you get a translucent shape, custom shape. Okay. Then what you have to do is, the simple thing is, you have to just put you have to take the text and you have to write what is the guest name, and you will have it over here. And if you want to change the color of this, you can go to the properties and you can select whichever color you want. Yeah. Any doubts now?
No.
Okay, so there is one more doubt by Shivani Hudar. She asks, can you please repeat the image selection thing of the guests once again?
Okay.
Yes, Omkar Damnekar, the recorded video will be shared soon on WhatsApp group.
So for now, okay.
Yes, Shivanand, e-certificate will be sent to your email address as soon as the workshop is done.
Okay. Okay. So Shivani, as you can see, you need to have a guest image if you want to present it, or if you want to put it on a poster. So I believe you have a image. Just right click on the image, press open with, click on open with Photoshop. If you're not getting the option of Photoshop, go to choose another app, and here you will definitely have the option of Photoshop if it is installed on your computer. So you can just click on open with Photoshop, press OK, wait for some time, and as you can see, you will open. So you will have a separate workplace for this particular image. So you can edit anything you want in this image. So I will unlock the layer by clicking on the lock. Okay. Now you have to press a W for choosing the selection quick selection tool. Just press W, or else you will have the option of the icon for the quick selection tool is over here. Have you selected the quick selection tool? This you can type yes. You did. Okay. Shivani, we are waiting for your response. If you did, you can just type yes.
Yes, she says yes.
Okay. So just select the quick selection tool. Now here you have an option. If you click on this button, you have an option to select the size, the hardness of the selection. I will keep the hardness to be 100%, spacing to be 50, and size 50 or 50 is okay. So just so Photoshop has very good AI that it automatically selects the part which you want. So I have to do just one thing. I have to just left click and drag it over the subject. Like if I'm dragging it over the subject, it just automatically selects the area which you want. Okay. As you can see, unnecessary area has been selected over here. So if I want to remove this part, just press Alt and do the same. When you press Alt, the plus sign gets converted to minus, as you can see, and it will deselect the area automatically. Yeah. Have you done till this? It just selects automatically. You have to just left click and select. It just selects automatically. You did this, Shivani?
She says done.
Yes. Okay. So now you have to do one more thing. Like you have selected the required area or the desired area. Press Control C, or you can go to Edit and press Copy. Then again you go to Edit, then Paste. Then what does this do is you have now you have two layers. Previously you had only one layer. So now you have two layers. One is the original image, and one more is the selected or the desired area which you wanted. So this is the desired area which I wanted. So I have this, and in the PNG format, as you can see, the background is box. So this is basically the representation that it doesn't have any background, and this is whole transparent image. You just select the layer, press Ctrl C, go to the workplace where you're working on, press Ctrl V, so the image gets pasted. And now you have a transparent guest image. And you can just press Ctrl T and arrange the size which you want. Okay, you understood how I did this? So just select the. So got it. Thank you. Yeah. You're welcome, Shivan.
Yes. Okay, any other doubts?
Yeah.
Before doubts, I would suggest the participants not to leave the group. We will be sharing a feedback form also, so that the question that you wanted an advanced workshop, or what exact area you want us to conduct one more workshop. So we will take those responses on the feedback form.
Okay. So I guess I'm done with the workshop for now. From my part, I've explained everything which I've used to build this poster. Okay, Samat. Okay, Samat. We keep on video editing. Yeah. We'll just circulate one form containing video edit or picture edits or the real life photo edits. So you can just vote, and we'll do the next workshop on whichever part gets more votes. You can just conduct a workshop on that.
And also, we request the participants to please share a screenshot on what you have worked on Photoshop and share it in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, so Pratik is asking a doubt that which is better, C6 or Photoshop. So Pratik, as you can Google this, CS6 is basically Photoshop. It is a version of Photoshop. The CS6 is a version of Photoshop, so it is same as Photoshop. And one more thing, Photoshop has updates every year. You can have Photoshop 2019, you can have Photoshop 2020, or else you can use Photoshop 2016 as well. But it doesn't make any difference regarding the tools which are used. The Photoshop doesn't make any difference, or it doesn't have any new tools. It just customizes the UI or the things you're looking at. It just customizes this, or else it doesn't make any major changes regarding the tools. So you can even use the 2018 part and do the same thing over there, which I've done on 2020. So it doesn't make any difference. So yeah, like it doesn't have much like major difference. Yeah. Guys, if you have any doubts, you can just ask. Yeah, you are welcome, sir. Yes.
If you all have any doubts, if you want to know any other feature of Photoshop, please let us know.
Yeah.
In fact, we might keep an advanced session of Photoshop, maybe probably next month or so. We will all let you know. This is just the basic part of it.
I hope what all I've thought here, everyone understood, because this was very basics. And if you didn't, we'll be sharing the video on the group, so you can just rewatch the video and you will know about this. And one more thing, if you're at home and you want to really learn about Photoshop, you can go on YouTube, and there are many channels. Like you just need to type Photoshop tutorial or Photoshop for beginners. So there are many channels which teach you Photoshop for free, like Photoshop poster designing tutorial. You can have this. You can just recreate this entire poster. So these are so there are many free channels which provides you many information. So this is how I learned Photoshop. But for this they don't teach you basics. So you need to know a little bit basics about if you wanna learn all this. Or else YouTube is always there and it provides you with many free information, many valuable information for free of cost. So you don't need to have any classes learning Photoshop.
I hope everyone has understood the session, and also we request you all to please share a screenshot on what you have worked on your system and share it on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
The e-certificates will be shared soon.
Yeah, if you're comfortable enough, like you can share your screenshot and what you have worked till now and how much you have learned. So I'll be happy seeing all that. Thank you everyone for attending this workshop. This was my first time giving all this knowledge to this much amount of participants. So thank you all for attending my workshop. I didn't expect you all to be so cooperative.
Vijay Lakshmi, please give a vote of thanks.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. I, Vijay Lakshmi Lokhandi, the Secretary of IEEE GIT, would like to thank all of you on behalf of our institute, principal, branch HOD Santosh Saraf sir, and our IEEE counselor Abhishek Deshmukh sir for giving us this opportunity to conduct this workshop. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our very own Exicom design head Parashuram Gore for giving us this detailed hands-on workshop on Photoshop. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants who are here and for your enthusiasm and who are able to learn something new today. Now I'll share the feedback form in the group. Please give your feedback and be with us for the next sessions, which we will do, and stay with us for a long time. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll stop sharing my screen.
The link for the feedback form is sent on the chat box as well as WhatsApp group. And please check your emails. You will be receiving the e-certificates from us. Thank you so much. If you'll have any doubts, if you have not received the e-certificate, please let us know. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending.
Thank you for being a part and staying till the end. We would really like to see you in the next sessions as well. Thank you very much thank you everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Parshuram. Thank you, Abhishek sir. Thank you, Vijay Lakshmi. Thank you, Tosre sir.
Yeah, thank you, Prasad.